Welcome to the amazing digital circus. Hey everyone, welcome back to KO.
I'm Kiefer.
And I'm Ollie. And I'm going to apologise right now for the background. It's, as I said before, it's been decorated and it's in a later stage of being decorated than previously. Yeah, hopefully by next week. Well, no, we're bulk recording a little bit now, but soon.
We're both recording because we're going on holiday for a week.
A little theme park holiday.
So when we get back, this will all be done.
Yeah, I'm excited.
What's the theme of this video, Ollie?
We are doing amazing digital circus crossed with FNAF Part 2.
So we've actually been requested to do a few of these characters.
Yeah.
So I'm going to be taking on Jackson Kinga.
Yeah, and I'm doing Zooble and Gangle. We're not limiting ourselves to just animatronics, it's just FNAF in general.
Yeah, I will admit now, most likely going to stick to animatronics because I like thinking of ways of making them work.
Yeah, and one of mine's an animatronic, one of them is not, and you will understand why.
Heads up though, no reactions this time, we're trying something out.
Yes, so we've already seen our drawings, so
Yeah.
we can't really react. We did that before, so, you know. Anyway, should we get onto the time lapses?
Yeah.
Hey, welcome back to another drawing, I suppose. Sorry, I don't know what I'm doing at the minute. My throat is in agony and I feel really ill at the moment. But this is the last possible point I can do the voiceover for this, so yeah, we're doing it. So yeah, Kinga. This was gonna be the harder one to try and fit into a FNAF setting, but was also the one I had more of a set idea of what I was going to do with. You see, the character being based on a chess piece sort of made it easier to gauge what I was actually going to do with their design. You see, when turning the characters into animatronics, I've still got to have some semblance of what they are and which character they are. So, I build up the exact same shape, changing subtle pieces so it looks more like an animatronic, and go with that. One of the main issues with Kinga is that his amazing digital circus counterpart doesn't have arms and just has two floating hands. So, what I decided to do was, it was a strange one. I decided to try and go with basic endoskeleton arms, not even adding any detail to them, just trying to make them as scrawny and as thin as possible to give the illusion that Kinga didn't have the arms. But once both sections were done, I realised it wasn't going to work. So instead, I added an extra element to the forearms. Had it so that it widened near the point where his hands were shown, just because I thought that would look better design-wise. I think that turned out well, but yeah. And I also found that Kinga's design, as I was drawing him as an animatronic, was really quite simple, and I wanted to try and add a bit more detail. So, for the ruffles of his cape, or what is it? His garment, either way, I decided to make them more tufted. And rather than the smooth design that obviously works better for animated characters, I decided to go for this more tufted, furry design that really I think is quite cool. If any of you have seen any of the other animatronic drawings I do tend to remove the eyes. I don't know why, but stylistically that is something I go for. I think the only other animatronic that I actually have drawn that has eyes is the Mimikyu animatronic I drew on my own channel. No, scratch that. The Mr. Mime. You can see why I got mixed up. Anyway, that's enough about that. This drawing is probably one of my favourite animatronics because of its unique shape. But yeah, there's not really anything else to say. I really like this drawing. Anyway, let's get back to Ollie.
I had it in my head for so long of how I was going to combine Gangle with FNAF. I knew it just had to be the puppet, and yes, fair enough, I get it could have been with Mangle because it rhymes with Gangle, but I had a much better idea for Mangle, as you will see later on. I thought that the simplicity of both the puppet and Gangle's designs, with the masks in particular, complemented each other so well that I just couldn't not. I decided to stylize it a bit as well, but other than that, I kept it pretty basic. Hope you like it.
And the second drawing from me is Jax. What can I say? I like this, but has nothing on the Kinga drawing, I'm sorry. I know Jax is a fan favourite at the minute, especially considering all the storyline that's being built around him, but design-wise he fell short for me. That's my fault more than anything, but it's because I didn't really want to make him look too much like Bonnie. You see, the characters are very similar, both being purple rabbits. Or blue, depending on which side of the argument you are for Bonnie. You see, Jax was very easy to translate to an animatronic, but whereas he's supposed to be a rabbit, or a hare, whichever one of the two, his face doesn't look like that. So, if we're really going to go for trying to turn the characters into animatronics, I just had to translate the shape into different animatronic parts. And I think what I ended up doing does work quite well at showing off that it is Jax as an animatronic. Doesn't necessarily look like a rabbit anymore, other than the ears, I suppose, but I think you guys would rather me make it look more like the character than try and make it more anthropomorphic. And yeah, as I say, I do like this, but don't think it's as good as the Kinga one. But at the same time, that's for you to decide. I still like how this did. It is passable. But, yeah. If I was going to say anything else about fixing this drawing, it would probably be to try and add some more features relating to a rabbit. But at the same time, the more detail I added, the less it would look like Jax. You see, these are cartoon characters. They're not meant to look real, and I don't know, if I was doing this character as an SCP or something like that, it would be very easy to translate that into a creepy animal-human hybrid. But seeing as it's an animatronic, it just didn't seem right to do anything like that. Going back to what I said about removing the eyes, here's a clear example of me doing that. I didn't want to add the eyes, but this wasn't just because it was going off the same methods that I do for drawing animatronics. The reason for this is because most of the time Jax's eyes are primarily yellow and black, and sometimes his pupil can take up the entirety of the socket. So, I flipped it. I made the socket black, as I always do, but made the eye yellow. I decided to add a few spirals round the eye to make it look more like there's a glow to the inside of him, but then decided to add streaks of red, sort of trying to say that something was going on internally. But yeah, I hope you've enjoyed this drawing, and let's carry on with the video.
Zooble time! Remember when I said earlier about my better idea for Mangle? Well, this is it. I thought that Mangle and Zooble go really well together because of them both being just a massive mixed match of parts. I kept the most iconic parts of Zooble's design, as they change parts every episode, and mangled them all together to create a similar silhouette to Mangle from FNAF. Wow, how many times can I say Zooble and Mangle? Zooble and Mangle, Zooble and Mangle, Zooble and Mangle, Zooble and Mangle. Anyway, I'm so incredibly proud of this drawing, even down to the details and the endoskeleton that is peeking out from the suit. I just love everything about it. Maybe because it's Zooble, and I love Zooble. That's so cool. I've really enjoyed doing these drawings, and I'm so excited to do the next part already, which may or may not be a drawing of a certain red-haired dolly. There's something for you to look forward to. Anyway, I'm not too sure what else to say, so enjoy the rest of the time lapse.
That was fun.
Yeah, I really like how mine turned out. Do you like
Me
yours?
too.
Yeah.
I did. I really love Zooble.
And I think my favourite so far out of mine was Kinga. Still
Very
doesn't top
cool.
the Gummy Goo one.
The Gummy Goo one was good.
Yeah.
I did really love my Caine one, but
But
I think Zooble's taken over now. But in terms of an overall image, I think maybe the Caine one still, because it's more of a background, whereas the Zooble one isn't as much of a background. But the character itself,
I've got to agree, conceptually, Zooble works better.
yeah,
But in terms of experimentation, Caine is better.
yeah.
Anyway, we are open to around 3 of this, and I have already been told to do Pomni as a night guard.
And I may have already started doing a Ragatha one.
So yeah, round 3 is practically inevitable now.
Yeah, it's very fun.
But that's not the next video.
No, the next video is going to be our monthly redraw challenge part 9.
Sounds about right.
Have we
Maybe
been doing
8
this
or 9.
9 months.
We've been doing it since February.
That's mad.
But
Anyway,
yeah, whether that comes out next week or the week after is dependent on scheduling and our holiday.
oh, I'm so excited.
Bear in mind, we will be putting some videos out regarding those trips. Anyway,
Thank you all so much for watching. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe if you want to.
we'll see you in the next video. Bye.
Bye.